I'm just Jake here with my review of the Busby Double Shot. Now this is the currently produced over and under version. I actually picked mine up through Menards for a very low price of well under $10. Now there are different retailers where you can find these. You can find them at Ross, Menards, for like I did, or other options around the country. They don't have a specific primary retailer, so you'll have to search up and find it if you decide that this is a blaster you like. That out of the way, this is a blaster, of course, I just recently covered using the older version, which has been around in continuous production since 2004. That makes it the single longest produced blaster on the market, and that says a lot about it when it has been around for over 16 years at this point now. That's, at least everybody seems to find it to be a fun blaster. That was the whole topic on my video in the blaster throwback episode I did. And what this is the over and under version. It actually was trademarked, as I'm looking at it, was trademarked back in 2011. The original version was the side-by-side, but the blaster comes with the blaster itself, 4 of Busby's shells, which are completely and totally unchanged, and the newer long distance darts instead of their old suction cup style. Now otherwise the blaster is completely unchanged. In fact, the only thing that has changed is the color and the dart. It's still using the old style shell with the large dart post. And number one tip for improvement, that's very, very easy. Just grab a couple little shears, you can use side cutters or whatever, snip that fat tip off of it, and it will allow easier feeding of the dart and a little bit higher velocity, just because that causes a lot of drag on the inside of the dart. Number one tip. But in its stock form, what do you get? Well, for one, wherever you can find it, I found mine through Menards. I bought a couple of them there for well under $10. I actually only paid $5.99. It was a sale price, so don't go buy that. But you can also find these at Ross stores as well. So Ross is normally known for good deals. Menards is as well. Now there's other retailers that carry them, but it's stores such as those. But if you find it for under $10, I would say absolutely don't pass it up. And yeah, no, that's a spoiler, giving my recommendation at the beginning of a review. But here's why. This blaster is a break action, spring powered, has 2 springs firing through 2 barrels. It has a 2-stage trigger that allows you to fire both independently or just pull fast and it'll fire both shots at once, almost simultaneously. Now to fire it, you take a dart, load into the shell. Take a second dart, load it into the second shell. Depress the lever, break it in half, and then put your shells into the rear end of the barrel. Close the blaster. Take it and fire. Then, here's the fun part. These shells are going to go flying off to that side. Well, one did. The other snagged. But that is the thing. They're a true shell ejecting shotgun. And deprime it. That is a fun thing. Now, other shell ejecting blasters exist on the market right now. A newer one is the Nerf Trilogy, which they have a very complicated design where you top load it, shell drops in, then you have to pump it, and then it will, most of the time, eject out the side. And it's, again, it fires a 3-round shell, and you have to reload the whole thing all over again. So, in essence, this is only one shot short of the Trilogy. Only the difference is that Trilogy costs $35. This costs under 10. 35? 10 or less. And this can be easily made to perform a little bit better. And talking about performance, this actually is one of the lesser performing of Busby's blasters. I shot every type of currently made dart through this. I fired X-Shots darts, Nerf darts, Dart Zones, Adventure Force, and Busby's own Precise Pros and long distance darts, and I averaged shots between 56 to 67 feet per second. I did have a couple go a little bit higher than that. I had a couple 68 and 69 feet per second shots, but the average was about say 55 to 66, and that was the range that I typically got. And the variation there is based on the dart themselves. Busby's long distance darts actually had a larger internal diameter, and what I'm talking about there is the actual inside of the tube of the foam is actually a little bit bigger, so they tended to actually have better velocity. Precise Pros also have a larger diameter. They fired at about the same exact velocity, but of course are far, far more accurate, so use Busby Precise Pros with this. They include the long distance because they must just have a huge surplus of these. They include them with everything now. But the Precise Pros work very well in this, and I would highly recommend using them almost exclusively because they got above 60 feet per second and they have good accuracy. But you can basically expect to average right around the high 50s to low 60s depending on the dart you use. That's below average. Let's just be blunt with it. That's below average. The average current for blasters is 70 for Nerf, 80 for Busby. X-Shot is in the mid 70s, and Dart Zone, depending on the brand or depending on the model of Dart Zone blaster, like some of their flywheel ones, they hit all the way up to 90 to 100. So this is lagging behind in performance. But if everything's about performance, then okay, you're probably not going to go for a shotgun, because this thing's going to be fun to use, closer range, in a house, in a backyard. You're not going to put a scope on it and hit somebody a football field away. That's not what this is. This is meant to be a fun blaster for around the house with your family and friends. Now, one neat little feature, you've seen, it came with 4 of the shells, 4 of the darts. You've only seen 2 shells and 2 darts. There's the rest. And that is kind of neat and fun. You get to keep them right there, and that actually works in one way. If you're standing here, well, pull this out, throw it in, pull it out, throw it in, and then, can I get it in the net? Didn't go in the net, but still, fun to try. But for under $10, you get a very fun blaster, and again, for those of you who watch the channel, I'm absolutely enamored with the Busby Double Shot. I love this thing. This is one of my favorite blasters of all time. So of course it's going to get a good review from me because I have a lot of fun with this. This is actually what introduced me to Busby as a company. And in all these years, because I did actually buy an original one back in 2004. And in all those years, I've never gotten tired of them. I always went back to them. I've always had fun. Even today with this brand new one, I've had some fun plinking around out here in the workshop. And I mean, I don't care if you just set up empty peanut butter jars and are knocking them over. This thing is fun. And that's why at the start of the review, I said that you should go get one, should find one. If you're going to have a $10 bill, what can you do with it? In this day and age, you can go get yourself lunch for $10. And that's passed pretty quick. This is fun for a long time to come. And for under $10. Now, if you don't like the shells, Busby has already solved that with their new double fire that's available exclusively as an Adventure Force blaster through Walmart. That is basically the side-by-side version without shells. However, I still like the shells. They're fun. They offer a difference and a change compared to your typical experience with a foam dart firing blaster. And that's why I can definitely recommend this. If you don't have one, you should add one to your collection. Because hey, it's been out since 2004, and here it is in 2020, and we're still going with it. So if you don't have one by now, you're 16 years late. Go grab one. This is Monkish Jake with my review of the Busby Double Shot. I hope you enjoyed it, and I do thank you for watching.